This conference will now be recorded.
Fine. Once again, good morning and good evening, everyone. This is Satish. Quick introduction about me. I have close to 13, 14 years of IT experience, and with varying knowledge and experience, right from performance testing, performance engineering, mainframe development, mainframe support, and then product development, product engineering. So almost entire life cycle of IT is something I have seen the last 13 to 14 years of experience. Okay, so and also have the training experience for performance engineering, performance testing, uh, and then couple of the digital area like this monitoring, and then DevOps, cloud. So having a varied experience in the training as well. Um, and for the crash course, what we are going to see, um, just give me a second. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, yeah. So the this crash course, the way we have designed is to meet some of the requirements very specifically on the monitoring aspect, and that too from a end user experience. Okay. So I'll today the demo session I'll focus on what we are going to see as part of the actual crash course that is going to happen next week on Saturday and Sunday. So that is what I'm going to cover it in next 20, 30 minutes. What exactly you're going to learn, what exactly you get it from the crash course. Okay. So I guess the audience who have joined today, right? You might have varied experience. You might be a performance tester who might be doing some scripting, execution, or analysis, and some of you might be from the functionality testing background. That's what I guess so. And from the next, what next you wanted to upskill, what next you wanted to be learning when you wanted to move ahead with your career, to get the new job or move into a new area, be a performance tester or engineer. There are a couple of options when you think of what next, right? With the current trend, what we see in the job market, something like site reliability engineering or SDET, or if you are a functional tester, you may have to probably wanted to be a full stack testing, a full stack tester. So which means you may have to learn either performance or security or some other aspect of testing. So when you think of next steps, there are wide area of skill set, wide area of knowledge that is there for you to upskill. And from that, right, from that, engineering is going to be a huge one. Performance engineering, if you're a performance tester, yes, performance engineering is going to be a next big step. And on the DevOps skill set, on the cloud related aspect, and the monitoring, whatever we are going to see from a crash course, right, the monitoring is going to be one of the key area. And this monitoring is going to be kind of a, even if you're going to be a functional tester or if you're a functional test lead, if you wanted to probably gain knowledge in the performance area, this could be the first step, which is an easy step as well, which from a monitoring perspective, right? So if you're a performance tester or a functional tester, there are a lot of things it is there for you to learn, ranging from an engineering or reliability engineering, performance engineering, DevOps. Along with that, the monitoring aspect, very especially the end user experience, is going to be very, I would say, not a difficult task, right? It's going to be very easy one for you to pick up and then gain knowledge, um, uh, whichever skill set you're currently be, the performance tester or a functional tester. This end user experience or monitoring is going to be very very easy, and we are going to cover the important aspect of all these monitoring. in the crash course in a way that you will be able to easily kickstart your journey towards monitoring. And traditionally, right, we used to monitor the probably the individual component, individual server, CPU, memory, or JVM CPU or JV memory. But when it comes to the user, when it comes to the business, right, they are not worried about whether the CPU is good or memory is good. All they look into is your end user experience, whether my end users are happy, whether my customer is happy, right? So that is how the business will look into it. And for that to happen, obviously your application has to be doing good, your client side performance is going to be good, your all the server side monitoring, server side health has to be good. So put together is what your end user experience is going to be. But from the IT objective perspective, from the business perspective, they're not worry about is there my any of my MQ or JVM is doing good or bad. All they worry is whether my customers are happy, whether my customers are able to access the application very fast, whether my application is available. That is what they look into it, right? So that is the modern way of looking into the monitoring. From that perspective, you might all know about load testing or endurance testing, which we do it during the before we move to the production in the performance environment, right? So from a end user experience perspective, from the your business objective perspective, the way we have designed this courses, we are going to cover these specific areas. Your client side monitoring. It is more than monitoring. In fact, we are going to look into the client side performance, client side profiling, client side engineering for web, and we'll also touch upon the mobile native apps as well. And then more from the production, right? The client side monitoring or engineering can happen both in performance environment as well as in the production environment. We will also look into in production. We'll also look into the synthetic monitoring or your availability monitoring, and also we'll touch upon the real user monitoring as well. And as I said, the end user experience is just not about your client side. Obviously, your server has to be good, your JVM has to be good, your application code should not have a problem. So, which means your server side monitoring is also going to be important. So, we'll also touch upon, in fact, not just touch upon, we are also going to learn the application performance management tool, and also we are going to look into and learn how are we going to monitor your infra and OS. So the way we are going to cover in the crash course, right? The session 1, session 2, the Saturday and Sunday, the 5-hour crash course. This is what we are going to cover in detail, right? The day 1, we are going to have the client side engineering, client side performance, client side profiling. You can name it whatever you want, right? The client side monitoring and analysis is what we are going to look into it today. Sorry, we are going to look into on day 1, which will cover the complete how we go and do a testing, when we go and do a measurement, various metrics in terms of load time, download time, time to first byte, time to first byte, using the developer tools. We'll also look into your navigation APIs and paint timing APIs, which are going to be your source of these client-side monitoring. We'll also look into a couple of important engineering aspects, couple of important optimization techniques. Right? So, the day 1 is going to be for the client-side monitoring and engineering perspective, and then we'll also cover as part of the second session, or sorry, second part of the day 1. We look into the synthetic monitoring. Right, so we'll use Dynatrace OnAgent tool for creating synthetic scripts, configuring synthetic scripts, executing synthetic scripts, and then monitoring your availability and end user experience using Dynatrace OnAgent. That is something we'll look into it. How to create scripts, how to create various type of scripts. Right, those things we'll look into it. And then the day 2, we will start with the server monitoring using Telegraph, Inflex, and Grafana. That is one of the modern digital way of monitoring. Instead of monitoring using your Perfmon or what is that? Perfmon or your your Linux way of monitoring your Linux servers, right? Using your top command or some of the shell scripts or VMstat. We are going to use the modern way of monitoring called TickStack. And then we are going to look into the detailed way of application monitoring, how to configure your app dynamics with your Java application, and then we will run a small test, and then we will monitor the application using app dynamics as well. And then finally, we will also cover from a mobile native app perspective, what are all things we need to monitor. Unlike your web browser, your native app is something like you install the app from Play Store or App Store. For that, what are the approach we take it for a mobile app? That is what we are going to cover in the day 1 and day 2. So I'll quickly show you what we are going to see, right? From the App Dynamics perspective, so this is the App Dynamics tool running in the cloud, which is connected to the Java application server, which is running in my machine, right? So we'll have a sample application in my machine, a e-library application. I'll just open that. I'll just start the server. So this Tomcat application, what I am in my machine, will get connected to this App Dynamics, and we will monitor the all the business transactions, and then your JVM metrics, database calls, configuring alerts. All these things we will try to learn from an App Dynamics perspective, right? From configuring App Dynamics with your Java application, and then monitoring the various aspect of the App Dynamics. So when I say various aspect, we are going to cover the business transaction, JVM level monitoring, database and third-party calls, event, response time diagnostics. We also see how to diagnose the response time problem, and we will look into it from a real-time application, right? I'll also show you the sample application. Localhost e-library. So this is the one which we will be using it for the our learning as well, this e-library application, right? So this is from the App Dynamics perspective, and similarly from the TickStack I talked about, instead of Perfmon or your VMstat, we will be using the combination of InfluxDB, Telegraph, and Grafana or Chronograph. So we'll be using this a tool set to monitor your server side, and we'll also use the Dynatrace one agent, right? And then learn the synthetic monitoring concepts, how to create your synthetic scripts. There are a couple of ways you can create it using your HTTP monitor, using your browser monitor, and then we will be analyzing the various aspect of your synthetic monitoring, your availability measurements, your end user response time, all these things from a production perspective. How do we use Dynatrace? That is what we are going to look into it. And then more from the client side performance, right? There is going to be a detailed session on day 1, as I said. So we'll look into the approach. How do we do a client side testing first, and then we'll try to understand, learn the Paint APIs, navigation APIs, and then your how to measure and report your end user experience metrics. And also we'll look into a couple of important engineering optimization, right? We'll create some problems and then see how we can fix it, how we can apply some engineering concepts for the client side profiling. So that level of detail is what you're going to learn from this session 1 and session 2. So to summarize, session 1 is going to be a client side engineering, I would say, profiling and optimization, and then completely we'll cover theoretically and completely practical way of measuring these data, and then we'll use the e-library application itself to create some client side problem, and then we'll see how to fix it. And then again, Dynatrace Dynatrace synthetic monitoring is also going to be practical oriented. TickStack is going to be practical. App Dynamics is going to be practical. So almost 75% would be completely practical is what we will cover in those 5-hour crash course. Okay, so the crash course is going to happen on the 17th April and 18th April, which is going to be Saturday and Sunday, and the timing is going to be almost similar to what we started today, 30 minutes earlier than today. It's going to be 7:30 p.m. IST to 10 p.m. IST. Okay, so I'll just take a pass now. If there are any questions, any clarifications, we can spend 5 to 10 minutes now. Yeah, guys, please go.
Yes, yes, Satish. Hello.
Yeah, I can able to hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, Satish, this is Kiran.
Yeah, please.
You are telling this server monitoring using Telegraph, InfluxDB, and Grafana. Are you, and in the class, are you going to explain, means crash course, how to set up this and all, or only monitoring?
No. This Telegraph Influx Grafana, we will show how to set it up. Similarly, AppDynamics also,
Okay.
we will show how to configure your AppDynamics agent with a Java application server. There are two parts when it comes to AppDynamics. Right? One is setting up the entire AppDynamics itself, and second part is connecting the AppDynamics to your Java application. So we will cover the second part because most of the time setting up the installing the AppDynamics will be taken care by the AppDynamics admins itself. But as a performance tester or an engineer, you need to configure your application server to AppDynamics. That is something we will cover. How to configure your application server to AppDynamics, we will cover it in the session.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Satish, Parag here. Just want to know, are we going to cover any site speed IO or page speed, Wislow, any of these tools?
Okay, so from the client side performance perspective, there are a lot of open source tools. There are a lot of like page test. Wislow is something it's very old one, but there are a lot of tools available. Even Dynatrace have those tools. Appdynamics has them. What we are going to look into is we're going to understand the source of all these data. Because tool can come be there today, tomorrow there will be new set of tools, right? What are the source of those tools? From where that these tools are taking the data. So if you are put in a project where you don't have a tool also, you should be able to capture this metric, analyze it, and provide recommendation. That is what we are going to cover in the session, so that you can be on your own, right? You don't need to depend upon a particular tool at all, because the source for all the tool is going to be same thing. That is what we're going to cover it in the session.
Okay, so whatever these recommendation tool are providing any recommendation, so are we going to cover those kind of thing that okay, why these recommendations were provided by what, how it will improve the user experience?
Correct. We will look into some of the important and easy optimization techniques which we can apply in the in any of our projects. That is something we will cover 4 to 5 important optimization techniques, and we'll also see real time how it's going to look like, how we are going to apply those optimizations as well. Okay. And there's a question from Pravin. The question from Robin, all this content, whether it will be provided or not. Yes, that's a good question. So all these content, right? We are going to share it through Google Drive. Let me show you that. Yeah, two things. One, all the session, whatever we are going to use it, right? So this performance end user monitoring, this drive will be shared, which will have this WAR file, all the load time formulas, Telegraph configuration file, client-side analysis report. All these things will be provided, and we also provide the Excel sheet where you can probably post your question during the crash course. Also, if you have any questions, you can keep putting your questions here. And also after the day one, you can put your questions so that it can be tracked, and I can answer those questions. Similarly, so if you see, this is my old last time's sheet where people used to ask these questions, and I'll answer it during the session. We'll have 10-15 minutes allocated both the days to answer the questions, and also we'll provide the links to download this AppDynamics, some of the Android ADB tools, telegraph configuration files, some of the documents for looking to navigation APIs. So all the software which we would require for you to practice, that is also going to be provided. So with the drive as well as the sheet, access will be given to all the people who are going to enroll.
Satish, I have a doubt. Suppose
Yeah.
in my applications, means whatever in my performance testing where we are using JMeters or any other tool, we don't have any tools. Means they are using what I can say, Scouter, means like
Okay.
freeware. So
Okay.
how, means they are getting high CPU or fatal CPU for app servers, which means which kind of tools you will suggest, means whatever the tools you are like App Dynamics or Dynatrace, or with Grafana, Telegraph or Inflex, can we monitor, or how to dig that, means any other tools we have to use?
See, simple, right? You're saying the CPU is already high, which means you're already monitoring the
Yes.
server through whatever means,
Yeah.
right? So your next to
Yes.
understand why CPU is high, to find out the reason. Obviously, the tools
Yes.
like AppDynamics, Dynatrace is going to help. Along with that,
Okay.
you might need to probably take some thread dumps in that server to see
Okay.
why the more, how many threads are running. Is it the problem is because there are less number of threads, that is why the CPU is high, or is it going to be a problem with a particular thread for which you need to take a thread dump and then analyze a thread dump? So combination of
Okay.
your APM tools, Analytics or Dynatrace, plus you may need to use some thread dump analyzer. You have tools for that to analyze those thread dumps also. So it's going to be a combination of engineering approach, engineering tools, plus the APM
Okay.
tools.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Satish, are you covering any tools on like a cloud side, Azure and AWS?
Okay, so the way we have structured this course, right? I mean, obviously this is a crash course, and we wanted to have this as a crash course because in most of the requests what we got is to cover, instead of having those 7-8 days, if somebody wanted to learn it very quickly and crisply, that is how we have designed it. And we have cloud performance engineering course where we cover these cloud related aspect, the AWS kind of monitoring and engineering, right? We have a course, 25 to 30-hour course, cloud engineering course taken by the other trainer, and that is a engineering course. This crash course, we have 5 hours, right? 5 hours covering these things is going to be, will exactly have 5 hours. It is going to be very tight 5 hours, and covering anything above that is going to be, we will not give justice to these topics. So we'll not be able to cover the cloud here. But if you are interested in cloud, we have a separate cloud engineering for you.
Thank you, Satish. And I have one more question, Satish here. Are we covering as caching techniques for the browser side and the server side? How does it help to the performance engineers?
Correct. See, from a client, okay, again, let's not go to engineering area. As you said, engineering cannot be taught in 5 years, right? We have a separate engineering course. But from a caching perspective, when we are going to talk about client-side performance and optimization, caching, yes, we will talk about caching techniques, and then how important it is, how we need to test it, how we need to identify whether the resource is cached or not. From a client-side perspective, we will talk about, sure.
Thank you, Satish.
Thank you. Yeah. So again, as I said, the crash course is planned for next Saturday and Sunday. If you have any other questions or clarifications, say tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, on the session or about the course content or the course fees, you can reach out to me in the same WhatsApp group, or you can also reach out to Kumar sir. You'll be available on this number, which is shown in the screen. Or you can just put your question in the WhatsApp group itself so that we can answer it. So feel free to ask any questions if you have, and yeah, we have 5 more days before we going to have this crash course in next Saturday.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So if there are no questions, we can probably close this section, and hopefully we'll meet for next Saturday. Any of these topics, whatever I'm showing, if you have any questions, if you need any clarification on the what exactly we are going to cover, in addition to what I said today, feel free to put a message in the WhatsApp group, or if you want to have a conversation, we can just have a quick discussion as well sometime in the coming days.
Sure.
Satish, one small thing.
Yeah.
By seeing the course, will this be applicable either for the .NET applications or Java applications? Because by the words of viewers, I can sense it is completely, is it related to monitoring of web application on JVM and Java applications? That's why
No,
I'm
no, no,
just.
no. No. Most of the things is going to be in general. Okay, the way the
Okay.
client side performance is something common. Your tick stack server side monitoring is going to be common. Your synthetic monitoring is going to be common. AppDynamics application monitoring, 80% of that what we cover is going to be common. In that, since I have a Java application in my laptop, it is going to monitor the JVM as well. If it is going to be a .NET application, the configuration is going to be same. The way you monitor the all other troubleshooting response times, your database calls, third-party calls, everything is going to be same. Only thing is, instead of JVM metrics for a .NET, it is going to give you the different metrics. Apart from that, everything is going to be in general, be it as a Angular application or a Node application or a .NET application or Java application. This is going to be definitely applicable to all the web applications.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. No problem. Fine, guys. Yeah, thank you all. Thanks for taking your time this Sunday.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Satish.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.